70. Dude, take a 30-second break between legs, please. You're at the beginning of your first set, you do your left leg, then take 30 seconds, and then switch to your right leg. And then after you've done both legs in that first set, then take your 2-minute break or 2.5-minute break or whatever we have set for you. But give yourself a 30-minute window in between legs on the same set so that you can get your heart rate down a little bit. What is going on, everybody? Welcome to another episode of Taylor Hinton Speaks His Mind on this beautiful Form Friday that we have going on. You guys know how it works. Every single Friday, we dive into our Lift and Learn community page where all of our clients upload workout videos of themselves doing their squats or their deadlifts or their pull-ups or whatever exercise that they want to get some feedback and help on. Some of that feedback is around their technique. It's around tempo. It's around breaking through plateaus. It's maybe around getting better ranges of motion, maybe that they're struggling with whatever in that exercise and they just need a little bit of help. So we're going to dive right into that here. We've got Harneet up first. I know I got to share my screen. Just chill there, my Mrs. Hinton, as she sits there and snacks, looking all cute as hell. Just taking a little gander through what kind of videos we got and how many videos we have. Let's dive into it. Looks like we got a few. I'm excited for it. So let me go ahead and share my screen. Let's do this thing. Okay. Should be able to see my screen, right? Yeah, we can. Let's do it.
Yes.
First, we have Harneet, couple of weeks into the new program. Would love some feedback on form. Thank you. I realize my tempo on the underhand barbell row could have been better. Well, let's take a look and judge for our... Hold on, I'm just going to get my my little screen here out of the way a little bit. There we go. Cool. Okay, so first off, we've got the dumbbell fly. Would love to see your foot positioning. So see how you got all this space over here above your head? This is something that I do. This is a little tip for everybody when you're recording yourself is like take a look at what you're trying to focus on in the frame and see where the voided space is. And in this case, like when you set this up, Harneet, you've got all this like empty space over here above the top of the bench. So you could just like tilt the camera over to the left a little bit and then we can get the whole bench in frame. We could see your foot position a little bit better, give you a little bit more feedback on it. But sports bra where you're getting this huge stretch and you got the pecs popping out. That's pretty sweet to see. I love that you're driving the elbows straight down when you open up. So she opens up really nice and wide on this flat bench dumbbell fly. And then she's driving the elbows straight down so she can get a really good stretch in the pecs, which is awesome. And as she's coming up to the top, she's squeezing the elbows together. One thing that I see a lot of people make a mistake on when they're doing their dumbbell fly is they think that they need to bring the dumbbells together to complete the fly. And yes, the dumbbells will come together, but if you're just thinking about bringing your hands together and you look at the distance, me doing this right now on screen, if I look, I have this massive gap between my elbows, and all of that that's additional range of motion that you're not accessing right now. So what I want you to think about when you're doing your dumbbell fly, everybody, or your cable fly or your pec deck machine, is when you open up, bend the elbows to about 90 degrees or so and drop the elbows, actively driving the weights behind you as much as you can to get a good stretch. And then as you are doing the contraction, as you're squeezing your chest and you're lifting the weights back up, don't just think about bringing the dumbbells together. Think about trying to press your elbows together at the same time. So at the top of that exercise, your elbows are almost fully extended. That's going to give you a really, really strong squeeze at the top of this movement. One thing, I'm not a huge fan of fly movements because it's been shown over and over and over again that pressing exercises for chest elicits more growth. It's easier for us to stimulate the tissue, but flies have their place. And one thing that I really like about flies is that they do an amazing job of getting a deep stretch at the bottom, and you can get a really good contraction at the top, and that contraction is actually a lot more beneficial than most other contracted positions in most other exercises. Ange, would you give Harney any other feedback on this?
I think this looks great overall. Really good stretch, like you said. Looks like her shoulders are being, retracted back, which is really awesome too. So not much feedback on my end.
Yeah, no, I think this looks really good, Harney. Keep doing it just like you are. As you get stronger, of course, lifting a little bit more weight. Okay, we've got the seated chest press machine. Tempo is really, really good. Range of motion is terrible. What I mean by that, everybody, is that like what we want to do, Harney, is we want to get that handle basically in your armpit. Like we really want to try to emphasize the stretch as much as we possibly can.
But the stack is in the way.
Is in like the weight stack. Yeah. So there's a couple things here that we have to take a look at. One, if she doesn't make any adjustments with this machine, she's stopped at this position because she literally can't lower the weight any more than this, which is a problem. So we have to manipulate the machine a little bit. One, it looks like if I zoom in, go ahead, Taylor, zoom in. Why isn't it zooming in? I don't know. It's not letting me zoom in. But if we look at the machine itself, there's a pin on the backrest. It looks like she can adjust that backrest forward more.
Mm-hmm.
Because I look on the right side of the pin, there's multiple holes there. So Harney, set this machine as forward as much as you possibly can. And then in addition to that, if your gym, which I believe it does at Good Life, if your gym has those like blocky foam pads, not a yoga block, but like they're like 2-inch tall foam pads are normally like 1 foot by 1 foot. They're good for like kneeling down on, doing like a kneeling exercise or something. You could put that behind your back. The other thing that you could use is an ab mat, AB mat, and it's used in CrossFit a lot. It's basically a square pad. On one side of the pad, it's completely flat and actually has like maybe a bit of a harder surface. And on the other side of the pad, it has a round, soft, foamy edge. And people use that a lot of times for doing sit-ups and getting a big stretch in their sit-up where they put the flat part on the ground. The round part is where their back is making contact with the pad. You could use that flat part against the back of that backrest, and that'll give you a little bit more of an extension so that you're able to press your body away from the backrest a bit more, giving you a bit more of a stretch. Honestly, I think if you did all of the things that you could, if you stretched, if you pushed that machine forward as much as you can, and you had a mat, I still don't think you're going to be able to get a very good stretch because this machine looks super limited. So either you have the shortest arms ever, which I know you don't because I've met you in person, or this machine just sucks. And it'd be great for us to maybe try a different machine. Maybe going into the co-ed section using a plate-loaded machine would be the best option. Aside from the things that you can't control, like the limitations of this machine itself, I think your technique looks good. Angela.
I agree 100%, Harney. You've come a long way. Just it's cool to see like all the progressions that you've made, and like the tempo is really good with every exercise. So keep doing it.
Yep. Looking good, looking strong. The tempo is really, really good. I think that you could probably lift a lot heavier and do a little bit, like you don't have to be that slow with your negative. I feel like there is a point in the tempo when like if you're able to control a 6-second negative or something like that, then the weight's probably not heavy enough. So stick to like a 3-second, even a 2-second negative is totally fine if that means that we can lift a lot more weight. So with this one, what did you say here? I realized my tempo on the underhand barbell row could have been better. Well, let's take a look. Honestly, I don't think it's bad at all. Like with something
I
that
think
we've
it's
done
good.
for a long time, Harney, is we've really emphasized like tempo, tempo, tempo. And we do that for everybody, especially when we're just getting started. But over time, as you develop a little bit better mind muscle connection, meaning that you're able to feel the muscles working better, even if you don't have incredibly slow tempo, as you become more advanced, you burn some more body fat, you build a little bit more muscle, and you're kind of like advancing your overall fitness. It's okay for your tempo to not be like perfect, as long as you can still create a lot of tension in the muscle when you're doing this exercise and you're able to lift heavy. If you can lift really heavy and you're feeling a really good squeeze, you're feeling a lot of tension in that muscle, then you're good to go.
She's wearing a Hinton Nation shirt too.
I know
Makes her
she's got a
stronger.
t-shirt on. Badass. Yeah, adds another 5% strength. So good job. So yeah, I think that's great. Anything on your end that you think we should address here?
It looks pretty good. Like it looks like you can go heavier, Harney, but I don't know your body and I don't know how hard it feels and how many more reps you did, but overall, like it looks good. Just looks like you could go heavier.
Yeah, I think you could go heavier too. I think if you maintain this tempo, but you threw another 10 on each side, that would be really cool to see. Okay, Jess, I'm going to let Ange take this one.
Did my drops after I finished recording 20-pound dumbbells, 8 reps each side. The drop while I was doing the videos. Okay. I mean, it sounds like you're pushing hard, which is really good. What is the goal, Taylor? Is it glutes? Is it quads?
More glutes.
Okay, this is definitely quite close to the bench. You could, I know we've talked about before. Sorry, I'm just gonna. Can you mute it, please? I'm just getting distracted. That's really good though. That you're like pushing, you're breathing out, you're exerting yourself, which is really awesome, Jess. I think this is very, you're very confined. You're very like close to the bench, and there's not a lot of room for range of motion here, just because your butt is pretty much touching the back of your heel at this point. So step out like another half step or so, and then I think that would be a lot easier, and be able to hit your glutes a lot more.
Yeah,
Taylor?
I
Yeah.
agree 100%. Because the goal for us, the thing is that she does want to develop her quads more too. So it really depends. Like Jess, if you were trying to hit more quad, then this is okay. If you were trying to hit more glute, that's okay. I know that like building your glutes is like one of your biggest priorities. So awesome. But you also do have like weaker quads. So either way, the weight is good. I think I criticized Jess in the DMs about this video, and maybe I just read this incorrectly. Did my drop after I finished recording with 20-pound dumbbells, 8 reps each side. I
Mm,
forgot about the drop that while I was doing the video.
the
I
drop
forgot
set.
about the drop set. So I don't
Let's
know if you
see.
mean that like you forgot to record the drop set or if you forgot to actually do the drop set because you did not do the drop set in this video. So just and I gave Jess this feedback in the DMs already, but for everyone who's listening and watching this later, Jess is doing a dumbbell Bulgarian split squat and she's supposed to do a drop set. There's only 2 sets, but she's supposed to do a drop set when she's doing each of these. So what we mean by that is like after doing your 8 reps with the weight, you immediately drop the weight on the ground and continue doing multiple reps until you hit failure with no weight. Okay. On the same leg. What Jess did instead is she did 8 reps on one leg and then she switched legs and did 8 reps on the other leg and then the video cuts off. So I don't know if you dropped the weight and then went back to the first leg to do the quote unquote drop set, but to do a proper drop set, everybody, it is basically burning the shit out of that muscle and going beyond failure. That's why we have to drop the weight because you wouldn't be able to do any more with the weight. So you do all 8 reps with the weight in your hands, you drop the weight, and you continue with that same leg going until you hit failure. That's what the purpose of the drop set is, okay?
I also just wanted to quickly add on to like where she's standing. Yes, you're still getting quad activation in this, with how close you are to the bench, Jess. But also, you're not getting a lot of range of motion. So when you're cutting out a little bit of range of motion, are you really getting the full benefits of the quad and the glutes? Probably not. So it's totally your preference. It's your call, what you feel most comfortable at. But even if you were to step out another half step, you're going to get your quads just as much, if not more, and your glutes more because you're going to be you're going to have more range of motion is what I'm trying to say.
Yep. Good point there. Jasmine, notice my heels lift off. Lifting on the hip thrust, did correct myself in the last set that I did not record. Okay, let's take a look. So we've got the barbell hip thrust. She's set up with a soft box on her back. She's got
Can you full screen it?
185. She's got 185 on the bar. Let's see our positioning and how things work out here. Very good. And so for Ange, what I've been putting in my clients' hip thrust lately, yeah, your heels are coming up. So I'm glad that you saw that and changed it. What I've been doing is asking them to only do half range of motion, so not going all the way down, just to allow them to lift a little bit heavier. Research has been shown in the contracted position for the hip thrust is where we're getting majority of the benefit, which is great. So we're focusing on the top end range of motion. You'll notice that a lot of my clients aren't going full depth on the hip thrust. So I think that's great. Yeah, and then digging your heels into the ground. One thing, like when you're doing the hip thrust, everybody, I think your foot position is good. I think you could move your feet maybe like an inch or two forward, just a little bit to help with this. When you're doing your hip thrust, I know this kind of sounds almost backwards, but think of it this way. As you're thrusting your hips up, think about pulling your heels to your butt at the same time. And that's going to, one, help keep your feet planted on the ground properly. But the other part about that too is it's going to allow you to get a lot more glute and hamstring activation going on too. So you're getting a little bit extra benefit doing it that way. Again, feet forward just a touch more, and then pulling your feet to your butt as you're thrusting up at the same time. It's going to feel very weird doing it that way, but you'll get it rhythm. Okay, we've got the trap bar deadlift. This is looking good. We got the straps on. Love to see this one from the side view just to see how your back positioning is. Knees are looking pretty good. Yeah, I think we're looking good. You're stronger than this too. You are stronger.
Looks like her straps are on properly this time, which is good.
Nice. Yeah, you got the strap on the inside of the bar. Your hand and your palm is on the other side of the bar. And that's a reminder for everybody. Your Your strap needs to go on one side of the bar and your palm goes on the other when you're wrapping around a barbell or a dumbbell. And that's so you can make it nice and strong there. The lift looks great. Next time, send a video from the side. And you're probably going to need to lift heavier weights. Looks a little bit too easy for you. Anya says, these fucking suck. Heart rate shot up to 170, and I'm feeling this mostly in my quads. Second set, and is supposed to be till failure. Okay. All right, Ange, this is you.
Okay. Before I even watch it, I also feel a lot of lower body movements in my quad, Sonia. So, especially when it comes to single leg things, I struggle with feeling it in my glutes. That's just me. So, anyways, just wanted to add that in. I mean, I feel like this looks really good. Because I know you do have long legs, Sonia. I think this is good positioning for you overall, but the thing is, like, do you feel comfortable doing it? If you wanted to add some more range of motion, you could step on a plate or something, but again, you're still going to get quads involved if you're okay with that, but you're also going to get more glutes involved. So I think overall, though, the foot positioning is really good. You could move it back a little bit, and again, like, you are going to get quads in this movement, but yeah, I think it just comes down to personal preference and what you feel strongest with. Your upper body torso positioning is really good too. What were you going to say, Taylor?
I was going to say, if I could add something here, this is going to be a little bit of a different look. We're going to look at it from the other side again. So let's go back to this foot. So there's two things to keep in mind. We're doing a Smith machine Bulgarian split squat for everyone who's listening on the podcast and can't watch this. She's doing a Smith machine Bulgarian split squat. She's trying to target her glutes. She has really long legs. So that becomes a little bit of a challenge in terms of being able to get the type of range of motion that she wants. Angela suggested raising that front foot up a little bit. The more that you raise your front foot, and Angela touched on this too, the more knee bend you're going to get. And the more that you're going to bend your knee, the more quad is going to work. And now you're trying to target your glutes a lot. So another thing that you could consider doing, and this sounds counterintuitive, but follow along, is move this bench forward a little bit, which we would normally say if that bench, the closer the bench is to the active leg, the more quad you're going to get. But what you could do is move that bench forward maybe to like right here. And then as you're squatting down, really sit your hips back towards the bench. The reason why you need to move the bench forward first to do that is because you're on a Smith machine. So that barbell is not, you can't move that barbell back with you as you're sitting back. So if you have that bench a little bit closer, you'll be able to rock your body weight back towards the bench, kind of the way that Jess was doing it. Like how when Jess's video, her glutes were basically touching her heel. Like if you can emulate that in this lift, then you're going to get a much better stretch at the bottom of this lift. Because like, let's take a look. Let's go back here again. That's about as far as you get down right now. But if that bench was a little bit closer and you could sit your butt a little bit closer to the bench, then now like your glute connects right up here and it goes all the way down to your ham tie-in right here. And if you can get your hips back more, which you can't right now because that bar won't move backwards, but if you can get your hips back more, you're going to get a deeper stretch in this glute, and you'll be able to get a little bit more activation going on, a little bit more stimulus. That's what I would suggest.
Yeah, I mean, that's good too. I think it's just like it comes down to mechanics of different people. And for Jess, like we were saying for you, like maybe put your front foot out just like a hair, just so you can get more range of motion. You're still going to hit your glutes and quads. But of course, like with more range of motion, usually that means more stretch. Usually that means more muscle growth. So, yeah, I think this looks really good overall.
Yeah, yeah, and we can talk about the nuances until we're blue in the face about this. At the end of the day, Sonia, like Angela said, you got to figure out what feels good for your body. So just making a couple adjustments with the bench, with your body position, forward lean, more upright, whatever. Figure out something that feels really good. I want to just address the fact that you said you feel like your heart rate gets up. You're looking at it right now. Your heart rate's up at 170. Dude, take a 30-second break between legs, please. Like, at the beginning of your first set, you do your left leg, then take 30 seconds, and then switch to your right leg. And then after you've done both legs in that first set, then take your 2-minute break or 2.5-minute break or whatever we have set for you. But give yourself a 30-minute window in between legs on the same set so that you can get your heart rate down a little bit. Because if your heart rate's constantly really high, even though that other leg was technically resting while one leg was active, your heart rate being really high is going to limit your ability to have more output on that leg. So if you're feeling really tired on the second leg, it's because you need to give yourself a bit of a rest between legs.
Yeah, I would also suggest starting on your weaker leg. That's what I always do.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Or
So
on your
left
smaller
leg,
butt
right leg.
cheek.
Sure. Hopefully there's not that much of a size difference per butt cheek.
I haven't noticed anything. Was supposed to do a drop set, but felt like it was too much work, so I attempted a failure PB instead, 245. This is Sonia again, and I'm going to let you take over because you are the master of big butts.
Can you full screen it, please? I feel like this already is looking better. Like your face, like you have grit in your face this time. Good control on the eccentric and concentric. Concentric. Nice. And you're not getting full range of motion at the top, and that's okay because you are pushing till failure.
Mm-hmm.
Even though you can't get full range of motion, it doesn't mean that you're not hitting failure, if that makes sense. So yeah, keep going, and you might not be able to get as high, but that just means because you've maxed out the effort putting in with that full range of motion. So you cut a little bit out. I think that's great. I think this looks really awesome.
Yeah,
Foot
I can't
positioning
agree
looks
anymore.
good.
This looks awesome. I think this is really, really good work. No feedback on my end. Keep doing what you're doing. Our biggest problem, Sonia, is that we need to get your hamstrings going more than anything. Like, you've developed proportionally awesome glutes, disproportionately awesome glutes. They're much bigger than when we started. Now we need to get your legs to match. So great job on building the glutes. I can't wait to see what we can do for the rest of this like bulk as we get more going on. Hip thrust, second set, 225 times 12. Taylor said only go halfway down until to tell you this, Angela, so you don't yell at me. That's literally what I put inside of her notes. And so we've got the hip thrust again. We just looked at it. It looks good. I love the like little pulse at the top too. Most of the time for most exercises, not valuable. But with the hip thrust, especially hip thrust machine, when there's so much stability and control, getting that extra little pulse at the top, it's basically just like holding it. It's like holding the contracted position for a second. And like we said with Jasmine's video, holding the contraction, getting the top end range being the priority for this lift is going to be really, really beneficial. So nice work with that one.
I saw that. That's funny.
Hilarious. April, 185 deadlifts. I love doing these lifts. We love
So
doing
fun.
deadlifts here. Deadlifts are the best.
When you can lift heavy shit, it's just the best.
And that weight just came up like
What the
butter.
heck?
It looks like you have no weight on the bar. Those helium plates,
Wow.
nice work. Came up really good. You look powerful. You look under control. You look really strong. Like, this is awesome.
I would like to see a side view.
Yeah, side view would be really, really cool. But overall, no problems with this at all. As long as you're not feeling any like tweaking in your back or any like, you're going to get some muscle pain in your low back when you deadlift, especially if you're starting new. It doesn't mean that you did the lifting correctly. It's literally one of the major muscles that's working when you're doing a deadlift. A lot of people are scared about doing deadlifts because they're going to hurt their back, and then they have a little muscle pain in their back the next day, and they're like, oh, I must have done it incorrectly. I can't do it again. No, your low back is weak. You haven't done deadlifts. So do more deadlifts. Your back's going to get stronger. So I say all that, April, to say, it's okay if you're feeling some muscle pain in the back, but if you're feeling it like tweak, or if you're like moving around the next day and randomly you get like a shot of pain that just like kind of jolts through your body, that's an issue you need to tell me. And the reason why I preference all of that is to say, if you're not feeling any of those weird pains, it's just regular normal muscle pain, go ahead and try to lift a little bit heavier. Because the way that you're lifting this weight up, a lot of confidence, standing up nice and tall and strong. It looks good. You look like an experienced veteran in the gym doing your deadlifts. So great work. The only thing that we can't always tell perfectly in videos is your core engagement. So make sure that when you're doing these exercises, the squats and the deadlifts particularly, taking a breath at the top. Let's take a look at this. So as you're up at the top, I would right here, exhale the rest of my breath, and then take another breath, hold that breath in my stomach, lower the weight back down, and then as I'm coming up, as I get about halfway up, blowing that air out as you stand all the way up to the top, making sure you got that nice tight brace in your back and in your core. It's going to help you stay nice and safe and prevent any injuries. Overall, I think it looks great.
Excellent.
Excelente. Straight arm cable pull down. Okay, Ange. So I actually already gave Aubrey some feedback on this one personally when we did our one-to-one call. But if you want to just like touch on it for everyone else listening and watching later, that'd be great.
Yeah. I think overall, like the stretch at the top is really, really good. Positioning looks good as well. I would probably personally maybe step forward another half step. This is so picky, but like I would step forward a little bit and then kind of push my hips back even more. That's what I would do. And then, or what you could do is when you're coming down, Aubrey, kind of puff your chest up. You can kind of like a little, like a row movement, and that will really engage your lats even more. Because right now it's just like, it might feel a little bit awkward. Your shoulders might feel like they're rolling forward. That's the only thing I have. And also maybe just controlling that negative a little bit more.
Yeah. Yeah, I think controlling the negative looks good here, but then the last rep, it was like performative. You were like, oh, my friend's filming me. I'm done this. I'm just going to like let the weight go. You're like, there we go. Let it just swing up. Like, no, control that weight nice and slow. And if you guys like, I think I can say with almost 100% certainty for anybody that has this exercise, your tempo is a 4-second negative on this one. It's a very great range of motion. Like look where this handle is right now and look where it finishes. That is a really big range of motion. So take your time with this exercise. That's why it's a 4-second negative. From here, it should be a 1, 2, 3, 4 on the way up. You're about 3 right now. So a little bit better stretch. One thing that Aubrey said, which I thought was really, really interesting, never seen before, is that she feels a lot of front delt doing this exercise.
Front delt.
Yeah, that's what I said. I was like, front delt?
And that's
that doesn't
why
make any sense.
I feel like it's at the bottom range of motion. Because so like, for example, Aubrey, is that, can you hear me kind of?
Yeah, we can hear you.
Yeah. So when the range of motion is here, almost like lean your body back a little bit and then bring your chest forward.
Mm-hmm.
You're kind of going to be like swinging a little bit, because I think at the bottom where she's squeezing right here, she's just automatically rolling forward a little bit, which I think would get a little bit of your front delt.
Yeah. What she's saying essentially is that your upper back is kind of rounding, and what we want you to do is puff your chest up a little bit more and keep your shoulders down, because your shoulders rolling forward is probably what's creating that tension. It's not that the shoulders rolling forward is what's making the tension, but it's because of where the leverage is in the weight. The weight's wanting to pull you up here, and you're like forcing your shoulders down forward. So it's like your front delt is resisting. Your front delts are getting activated to keep the weight down here, which makes sense. And that's what we want to avoid. So puff the chest up. The other feedback that I had for her was, in her case, at the very top of this exercise, you'll see her shoulders come up to her ears a lot. And I would normally say that that's not a problem, but because she's not really feeling this in her lats so much and she's feeling it more in her front delt, I would say keep your shoulders down. Don't let your shoulders come up to your ears. Keep the shoulders down. And then as she's pulling this weight down, if you pay attention to it, you'll see she gets a really good tricep contraction at the bottom. So it's almost like the last 10% of this movement at the bottom range, you're doing a tricep extension, and we can actually see your triceps pop. So just take a look. You're like getting this little press at the bottom. So I wouldn't be surprised if you're getting your triceps working in this one. I would say keep that slight bend that you have at around the halfway mark, like right here. If you can maintain this elbow bend and think less about, I need to get the bar down to my waist, because that's what's going to mentally trigger you to do that extension at the bottom. Think, I need to drive my elbows behind my back as much as I can. And that'll prevent you from doing that extension at the bottom, and we can get those elbows back here instead. That'll give you a good squeeze in your lats too.
Something that you can do as well that I've like done for other people before when I'm training with friends is get them to like touch your lats while you're doing this exercise. So you have that automatic stimulation of mind, like real time mind muscle connection. Because then if they're touching that part of your body, you're like, right, how do I feel that even more? How do I squeeze that muscle even more? That's just a little tip for everyone.
100%. Yeah. Get your friend that's filming you to just put this on a tripod instead. Stand directly behind you, and then with their index fingers touch right above your hips, because your lats insert right at the hip too. So if they touch like right at your waistline on the sides, then you can start thinking about how can I squeeze that very bottom part of my lat. And if the very bottom part of your lat is working, the rest of it's working too. Okay, Natasha, Smith machine bench press. Not sure if these angles are good enough. We will be the judge of that. The answer is good enough, probably. Great angle? Absolutely not. You can see what's going on. Good tempo. Bars touching your chest, nice and slow and controlled. And shoulders. It's hard to see with a big baggy sweater, but it looks like your shoulders are in a pretty good spot too. I don't think there's a whole lot of feedback. I also like that your wrists are stacked well, so you don't have like your hand bent back. Your knuckles are pointing to the sky, which is good. I think overall this looks really good. I'd like to see the grit on your face, and I'd like to see how much weight this is. Then we can.
It looks like it's like getting tough for her.
It does.
She's pushing up,
like
which is really good.
Involuntarily, the weight is moving a lot slower on the way up in the last couple reps. So I think overall that looks really, really good. Let's take a look at this other angle. Pretty much the same angle here, but it looks good. Feet are, bent back towards your hips. You can do that a little bit more, but that's me being a little bit extra picky. We don't need that right now. The weight's definitely challenging. So yeah, Natasha, I think that you're in a good spot here. There you go. That's what I'm talking about. That's a grinder.
Nice.
Right there. And then she pushed her shoulders up off the bench, but that was just to help just re-rack it. So that's fine.
That looks
good
great.
job. I like it. Leg press. I don't remember. Oh yeah, did we see this one? Same
what
thing
time was it?
We're in the quads. Where does it say time?
Well, you just hover over where it says 1 week ago.
Oh, interesting. Friday at 6 a.m. So we got this one done. Cool. You look lean, Aubrey. Waist is coming in. Arms are looking lean. Legs are looking. You look a lot leaner, which is beautiful. Love it. I think that is it for us, everybody. We are done. Hope you all have an amazing Friday. If you are a client, a couple little housekeeping items. I probably should have touched on this at the beginning. One, we have our Hinton Nation Black Friday going on for clients only. We have a couple of them. I'm going to let Angela announce hers. She's already done that publicly and privately with our community. But for one of the Hinton Nation, this is for clients only, in-person event. We're going to Poseidon Cold Plunge and Sauna on January 3rd, 10 a.m. for 90 minutes. We've booked off the whole venue, so no one else can show up. It's just going to be Hinton Nation clients. We're going to have some snacks. We're going to chill by the fire. We're going to get in the cold plunge. We're going to chill in the sauna, have a good time. Everyone who gets in on this deal is coming to the event. That's included. You're getting a t-shirt. That's included. You're getting entry into win a $200 customized supplement pack. So whatever you want, I'm going to send it over to you. And that $100 that you spend for your ticket to get all those awesome benefits converts into a $200 gift card for you to give to a family member or a friend as a gift for Christmas for the new year. So you're already thinking about, what am I going to get my boyfriend? What am I going to get my friend or whatever? Give yourself a 90-minute session, a t-shirt, entry in to get a $200 gift card, and then a $200 supplement pack, and give your friend a $200 discount on a Hinton Nation program when they sign up too. Ooh. Angela has her own Black Friday deal. Go ahead and share what that is.
I do. Yeah, I wasn't prepared for this, but I will. Yeah, pretty much, you guys, clients and non-clients get the biggest discount I've ever given away, up to 30% off, as well as like just popping into calls like this, live in action. It's one-on-one nutrition, programming, the community pages, like everyone. It's just a really cool program to be in, not just for health benefits, but also for community. So take a look at my Instagram. You can see also how to win a $100 giveaway for an Amazon gift card. And yeah.
Cool. Badass. If you want to work with Angela, she's giving you 30% off. This is the biggest discount of the year. Unless you're waiting until next year, you should probably be jumping on this right away. So that's it for us right now, everybody. Have an amazing rest of your Friday. Post your biggest takeaways inside the community if you're a client. And if you're not and you want to work with either one of us or just simply have some questions, shoot us a message on Instagram. It's totally free to just chit chat. Have an amazing weekend, everybody. Go Seahawks.